Scene script. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their goals effortlessly while others struggle? Could it be a matter of sheer luck, or is there something more to it? Welcome to the fascinating world of willpower. It's like a muscle, one that can be strengthened or weakened depending on how it's used. It's that force within us that helps us resist short-term temptations in order to meet long-term goals. And guess what? It's not exclusive to a select few, but rather it's a strength that resides within each and every one of us. What makes willpower so captivating is its role as a silent hero in our lives. It's not as flashy as talent or as obvious as hard work, but it's just as vital, if not more so, to achieving our dreams. It's the fuel that keeps us going when the going gets tough, the inner voice that whispers keep going when everything else screams give up. Now imagine a world where everyone understood the power of will, where every individual recognized this untapped reservoir of strength within them. How much more could we achieve? How much further could we reach? But here's the thing about willpower. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. It's unique to each person. What motivates one may not motivate another. It's about finding what drives you, what makes you tick, and leveraging that to propel you forward. It's about understanding your limitations, acknowledging your weaknesses, and then defying them. And then there's John, an ordinary man in every sense of the word. He was no superhero, no genius, just a regular guy with regular struggles. But John was about to discover something extraordinary about himself. He was about to tap into a power that would transform his life in ways he never imagined. So let's dive into John's story. Let's uncover the power of will, the strength of a determined mind, and the magic that happens when the two come together. Enter John, a man who seemed ordinary in every way, but was about to embark on an extraordinary journey. John was a man of simple means. He had dreams, but they were always just beyond his reach. John was an everyman living an ordinary life in an ordinary town. His dreams were anything but ordinary, though. He dreamt of achieving great things, of making a difference, of leaving his mark on the world. Yet his dreams always seemed to be just a step too far, a leap too high, a reach too wide. John's dreams were not extravagant or impossible. He dreamt of starting his own business, of having a loving family, of being able to travel and see the world. They were dreams that many of us share. Yet, despite his best efforts, John found himself stuck in the same place, making the same mistakes, falling into the same traps. He was frustrated and disappointed. He blamed his circumstances, his upbringing, his lack of opportunities. He felt trapped by his own life, unable to break free from the cycle of mediocrity. But then, one day, John had an epiphany. As he sat alone, reflecting on his life, he realized that the only thing holding him back was himself. His dreams were not beyond his reach. They were simply beyond his current mindset. He was stuck in a cycle of negative thinking, of self-doubt, of fear. He was his own worst enemy. John realized that he had the power to change. He had the power to break free from the cycle of mediocrity, to overcome his self-doubt, to conquer his fear. He had the power to achieve his dreams, but to do so, he had to strengthen his mind. He had to learn to control his thoughts, to focus his energy, to channel his emotions. He had to develop his willpower, to build his resilience, to cultivate his determination. He had to change his mindset, to believe in himself, to trust in his abilities. John knew he had to change. He had to strengthen his mind. And with this newfound resolve, John was no longer an ordinary man with extraordinary dreams. He was an extraordinary man, ready to face any challenge, ready to achieve his dreams. He was a man on a mission, a man with a plan, a man with a strong mind. John decided to take control. He started small, setting manageable goals and working steadily towards them. He knew he could not leap from the valley to the peak in a single bound. Instead, he targeted foothills, then mid-slopes, then high ridges, each step a victory in its own right. John understood that clarity was crucial. He didn't just set goals, he defined them, painted them in vibrant colors in his mind's eye. He didn't merely want to do better. He wanted to run a mile without stopping, to read a book a week, to wake up each morning before the sun. Visualizing success became a part of his routine. He'd close his eyes and imagine the weight of a finished book in his hands, the coolness of morning air on his face, the satisfaction of reaching that final mile marker. He'd taste the sweetness of achievement, feel the thrill of progress, and then he'd open his eyes and start working to make those visions a reality. But John knew that setting goals, and visualizing success weren't enough on their own. He needed to exercise self-discipline. He had to resist the allure of shortcuts, the comfort of old habits, the ease of the status quo. He had to choose every day to take the harder path, the path that led towards his goals. John learned to say no to distractions, to push through when he'd rather quit, to keep going even when the path was steep and the summit seemed far away. He discovered that self-discipline wasn't about denying himself pleasure, but about choosing a greater pleasure, a deeper satisfaction. And as he practiced these techniques, as he set clear goals, visualized success, and exercised self-discipline, he found his mind growing stronger. He found that he could push a little further, reach a little higher, dream a little bigger. As John strengthened his mind, he began to see changes. His dreams were no longer out of reach. He found that the strength of his mind was the key to unlocking his potential, the tool he needed to shape his future. John's story is not unique. It's the story of anyone who decides to take control of their mind and their destiny. It's about ordinary people pushing beyond their limits, harnessing the power within them to shape their future. It's about the magic that happens when willpower meets a strong mind. A strong mind is the bedrock of achievement. It fuels our willpower, giving it the strength to overcome obstacles, to persevere in the face of adversity, to stay committed to our dreams. It's the beacon that guides us on our journey, lighting the path towards our goals. The power of a strong mind is transformative. It can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, the dreamer into the achiever. It's the secret ingredient that makes the impossible possible. So remember, if you want to achieve your goals, start with strengthening your mind. Because a strong mind is the key to a successful life.